4 days ago, 3 judges on a Virginia appeals panel agreed to let the Trump administration executive orders move forward, but were sharply divided on the execution and values of diversity, equity, and inclusion. You might ask, what does this mean? Here is our deep dive on the appeals court ruling on DEI. Let me count them down. 1. Injunction. Suspended, but DEI not outlawed. The appeals court suspended the lower court's injunction against Trump's anti-DEI executive orders, allowing enforcement to proceed during the appeal. But crucially, the court clarified that the executive orders don't criminalize all DEI efforts, just those that violate existing federal anti-discrimination law. Judge Pamela Harris stated the orders are of distinctly limited scope and do not purport to establish the illegality of all efforts to advance diversity, equity, and inclusion. Why it matters. This reinforces that DEI itself is not banned, only discriminatory implementation of DEI programs would be impacted. 2. Enforcement still raises constitutional questions. Even while ruling to let the orders proceed for now, the judges expressed concern over how the Trump administration might enforce them. Judge Harris warned, agency enforcement actions that go beyond the order's narrow scope may well raise serious First Amendment and due process concerns. Why it matters. This suggests the court is leaving the door open for future legal challenges if enforcement overreaches. 3. Powerful judicial endorsements of DEI values. Despite the suspension of the injunction, 2 judges, Diaz and Harris, defended the principles of DEI in strong moral terms. Judge Diaz wrote, "When this country embraces true diversity, it acknowledges and respects the social identity of its people. What could be more American than that?" Why it matters. This is a rare moment where judges inserted values-based commentary into a legal ruling, signaling that DEI is not inherently partisan. 4th, sharp division among the judges. The 3rd judge, Allison Jones Rushing, took a sharply different view, criticizing her colleagues for including pro-DEI sentiment. A judge's opinion that DEI programs deserve praise, not opprobrium, should play absolutely no part in deciding this case. Why it matters. This exposes a deep ideological divide on the bench over the place of DEI in public life and the neutrality expected of judges. Bottom line. While Trump's executive orders are temporarily back in force, this ruling is more complex than a simple win or loss for DEI. It signals the legal fragility of the administration's position if enforcement turns aggressive, a judicial acknowledgement that DEI programs, when legal, are consistent with American values, a continuing battleground over how DEI is defined, implemented, and judged in law and culture. Would you like help connecting this to ISO 30415 compliance or workforce resilience strategy?